Welcome to Prepping for a Skincare Party. You will see out on the table, I have everything that you will need to take to a house for a party, or if you're holding a party in your own home. But if you're holding a party here in our studio, these things that I am going to be showing you and explaining will already be provided here. So we're going to start. This is going to be kind of interactive, so bear with me as we do these things, but you definitely want to make sure that right now you have something to write with so that you can write down this information that I am giving you, because it is very beneficial and it will help you not have to make as many phone calls maybe to your director or to your sister sales consultants. So we're going to begin with what you need is in paperwork going to a skincare party. First off, you will need your profile card. The profile card will be filled out by the individual guest that will be there, which has a lot of pertinent information on it, their name, their address, and so forth. And it also has a really nice little feature that's on the back. Actually, it's on the bottom card. When they mark the things on the front of the card, it actually goes through the back, and it will help you decide on like their skincare needs. After the profile card, you will need your sales ticket, which we call the pink ticket. And of course, that's pretty self-explanatory. It's so that they can write their name and their address and that information on it. And then also you can fill it out as you are helping them in their individual clothes. You will also want to have the Ponder Pink, which is filled out toward the very end of the skincare class after marketing has been done. And it basically gives you kind of a roadmap as to where their desire is for the Mary Kay opportunity. In with the marketing and the pink Ponder Pink is also one of the games that we can actually do. It's called Mrs. Cab, which is where you use tickets and you ask them to actually play the purse game, which in the purse game is you are using the letters Mrs. Cab, asking them to draw items out of it, out of their purse. And then whoever gets it first gets a ticket and gets to go into a drawing for a prize. Now, if you don't choose to use Mrs. Cab, you can do your own iStory, basically explaining about what you did before Mary Kay, what you did, why you chose to do Mary Kay, and what Mary Kay has done for you. And that just basically explains what your desires were in Mary Kay. And so that could also be done in marketing. Another sheet that is very, very important in a skincare party, at any time you're getting together with people, it's called our Fabulous Referral. And what that is, that's when we play the referral game and we ask for our particular guests to get their phones out, take a look and see who might be interested in a pampering session just like what they received. We always tell them, try to look at it as someone who's overworked, under-pampered, maybe a new mom, or someone who's just really busy in life. And on the referral sheet, you get their name and their numbers, but this is vital to a skincare party. And then one of the last pieces of paper is what is actually considered our closing sheet. And you will want to make sure you have plenty of copies of it so that each individual person will get it when you are ready to do the actual table close. Most of this information can be found on Diane DiTesco's site, which is www.dianeditesco.com. If you have problems trying to locate the information, you can contact your sales director and they will be able to help you with that. Then the last little packet of papers would be for when you are actually doing the individual close also, and this would be the hostess packet. I'm not going to really go into what's in the hostess packet itself, but you can make sure that you have hostess packets with you when you are going to individual parties or even here at the studio. You want to make sure you actually have hostess packets in your car at all times, because you never know who you may run into, and when you're talking to them, they may say, oh, I'd like to do a party. Well, then you have everything in there that you need. Okay, so that is about the paperwork. Now we're going to kind of get ready to say what we use and what we do to get ready at a skincare party. You need to remember that if you are going to someone's home, you want to arrive about 30 to 45 minutes ahead of when the guests are supposed to arrive. And you need to make sure you're telling your hostess all of this so she's not surprised that she's in the middle of cooking dinner when you show up, and then there would be a problem. Because you want to make sure that you are there and set up before the guests get there so that you can actually be interacting with the guests instead of kind of running around like a chicken with your head cut off. We've all been there. It's not fun, and you kind of end up being frazzled when you're supposed to be having a good time and showing the hostess and also the guest that doing Mary Kay is a lot of fun. So make sure that you are arriving, in a timely manner. Now, some of the things that you'll want to be packing is your pens. And we just, get any kind of pens. If you have Mary Kay ones, that's great. Put them in a little Ziploc bag so that you have them all together. Then you're also going to want to have prizes. Now these prizes are just some of the limited edition product that I had left over that was on my shelf. A cute little cello bag with a little bit of curling ribbon that went around it, and you use these as the prizes for the referral game, for whoever wins like the Ponder Pink, whoever does also the questions as you're going through like with the marketing. So these are vitally important. You can have them put together ahead of time, which is ideally the best thing to do. And then you also want to have a little goodie bag for when you're doing the individual clothes. And in my goodie bags, it's a little bit of the shred. Once again, it's in one of the cello bags. It has my business card in it. It has a couple of pieces of candy and a sample of either the eye color or cheek color. Now, do not go out and spend a lot of money on samples, because we can lose a lot of money and that doesn't go toward any of our wholesale. So you want to be frugal when you're actually putting these together. But a little goodie bag is always nice to have to give to the people in the individual clothes, because then they have your business card and they feel special because they're receiving a little treat from you. Now when you go into someone's home and you are getting ready to get everything set up, you want to make sure that you have the complete satin hand set, which is the hand softener, the scrub, and the lotion. And you also want to make sure either you have paper towels with you or you let the hostess know to have some paper towels ready so that you can do the satin hands on each of the guests when they come in. Or the hostess could actually do the satin hands, however you feel fit. But that is something that is really important to make sure that you have in your bag. Then as you are going around setting up the table, it's really important that you have some type of bowl. These are just paper, which I use, and also one of the small plates that you can actually put the wash rags on. The bowl will be used as their sink, their little portable sink, and the little plates will be for the wash rags. And each place would have one of each of those as you are setting up. And what I will do is toward the end, I will actually set up a display of how a skincare tray should look at a party. Now, as you are setting up, you will have your mirrors, which are handy dandy. They come together like this. You just slide them in, and then you have it setting right at the spot on the table. And that would go with the bowl and also the plate. Then you're going to actually get into the product. And I want to explain about the product that I have here and how I carry the product. I use one of our roll-up bags because they're really nice. They're handy where they have all of the little pouches in here. They are Velcroed, and you can put quite a bit of product in them. I leave one completely packed for my skincare classes because in that way I'm not running around like a chicken with my head cut off when I am preparing for a skincare class. I have everything together and out the door I can go. Now, the products that you're going to want to make sure that you have for your skincare class. I have a repair set in mind. Now, that would be the cleanser, it would be the lifting serum, then you have the 2 moisturizers, you have your day and your night, and then you also have the eye cream. Now, some of you, when you're first starting out, you may not have everything, but that is something that you want to work definitely toward having, because the repair set does not come in the starter kit. But what comes in the starter kit is our Miracle Set. And in our Miracle Set, it is your cleanser, your moisturizer, both your combination oily and your normal to dry, and then also the day and the night solution, which are these products right here. So you have everything that you need right in your starter kit to go out and to do a skincare party. So those are the important things that you want to make sure you have. Then there are some other supplements that we actually use in the skincare party. And just to explain a little bit about it, we have our wonderful eye makeup remover, which is a great way of doing a commercial when you're actually doing the skincare party. We have our satin lips, which is another phenomenal product that we have. And you just have the lip mask and you have the lip balm. Then we also have our microdermabrasion and our pore minimizer, which is a set together, which is considered a supplement that we use in the skincare class. And we also now have one of our newer products, which is the facial peel, which we are just in the process of using in all of our skincare classes also. But that is through a repair set. Then when we are done with all of the skincare, we move on to what we call our color. And when we're actually doing our color, what we use is, of course, our phenomenal foundation primer. So you want to make sure that you have that in your bag. Then we also use our Shy blush, which I just keep mine in the little container here so that it's safe and it's not going to break apart. Then I just open it up and use one of our handy dandy little cotton balls as our blush brush. Put the product on the back of that and you lay it right next to their table set up. And that's how they would actually put their blush on. Then we also use our Mary Kay lip gloss, which is the color Fancy Nancy. The only reason why we use Fancy Nancy is because it's kind of a more neutral, natural color. It just gives a little bit of sparkle and everybody seems to really, really love that color. Now, as for foundations, you can go a couple of ways. Normally, we have been using our new CC cream, which is in a pump, and it comes in very light, medium, light to medium, then medium to deep, deep, and very deep. And with using the CC cream, you would be using the liquid foundation brush. You could also choose to use our mineral powder foundation, but sometimes matching that color is a little more difficult, but there are people who don't like liquid and would much prefer to use the mineral powder. Totally up to you as to how you do it. But if you are using the mineral powder, you need to make sure that you definitely have your ivories and you have your beiges and you have the brushes to go with them. So it's very important to make sure that you have all of this stuff packed up. I have all of the colors of the CC cream put in a zipper bag here, and then that way it's all together. And the same way with my brushes. I put my brushes in a zipper bag also so that they're all together, they're not spilling all over, in my bag and in my car. Now when you are getting ready to do the table close, what you need to do, just so you know, is you need to romance all of these products as the same way as when you are actually showing the products. You're going to hold them, you're going to talk about them, you're going to display them kind of like a Vanna White, because then that piques the interest of our guests that we are actually doing this party for. So you want to make sure that you are showing a lot of interest in the product, you're loving it, And the most important thing too is when you are doing all of this, you need to make sure you are using the product. So just, keep that in mind. The more product you use, the easier it is to actually be able to answer the questions of our guests and to be able to sell the product. One thing that I did kind of leave out, which is rather important, are washcloths. You want to make sure that you have washcloths. I choose to use white ones because they're easier to clean and disinfect. And I just buy them, at the dollar store. And so if they get ruined, it's really not that big of a deal. You can just take them out and throw them away and get more. But you do need to make sure with all of these things that the brushes and the wash rags, they do get disinfected, they get cleaned, so that they can be reused, because these brushes are not one time and throw them away. Now, as we were going over these different products here, I also want to make sure that you understand how important it is to actually have the products and to use them. You sometimes need to take the penny, out from your eye. You need to go onto your shelf. You need to get the product so that you have it already packed. It makes life so much easier. So just remember to make sure that you get the products, put them in one of our roll-up bags, because then this you can actually use as a display when you're doing the table clothes also, because we use a roll-up bag in that. Now, as we continue on, toward the end of your party, you're getting ready to do the individual table clothes, and then you move on to the individual clothes itself, not the table clothes. You will also need to have your money bag. Now, the important thing with the money bag is you need to make sure that you have some bills in that in order to make change for them. I always keep extra sales tickets, extra pens, and a calculator in there. Even though calculators are, on most of our phones and everything, I just keep an extra calculator in there just in case for some reason I forget to bring my phone in when I'm doing an individual close. And the money bag, like I said, you just want to make sure you have that already equipped. You can leave it in your bag when you end up finishing the night, after you take all of your sales tickets and so forth out. Now, what I'm going to do real quick is show you one of the nice sets that Mary Kay actually has. This isn't something that you absolutely positively need to have. Not that you need to go out and spend the money on extra things, but this is a really nice carrying tote and roller bag that you can actually get on Mary Kay under MK Connections. And it has the smaller case, which you can zip, and then it has the larger one. You can put your mirrors, and you can even put some of your product in the bottom bag so that you have it when you're at the parties, because women absolutely love instant gratification, and that is getting their product when they have actually purchased it. So it's a pretty nice little thing, but again, you do not need to spend a lot of your money, because as a new consultant, you are spending on a lot of other things. So this is just something maybe you could ask for, for a birthday, for Christmas, whatever else you may think that you could ask someone who loves you that they would do that for you. Coming over here, we're going to show you what an actual setup of a skincare spot would be when you're doing a party. As you can see, everything is laid out here. You have your sales ticket, you have your profile card, which you lay here. The product is all displayed on there. Now, I have in my mirrors a nice little printout that says cleanser, day solution, moisturizer, eye cream, primer, concealer, foundation, the lip mask, the lip balm, and the microderm step 1 and step 2. Now, these can be found when you just Google. They're not on Diane's site, but you can actually just Google and say tray inserts, and you can find all kind of different handy dandy things. This is just nice because if you're nervous when you're doing your first few parties, it's just nice to have them there. Now, I've been doing parties for quite a while, but I still like having them there because it makes things just a whole lot quicker as I'm going and putting the product out. Plus, if you have somebody who's helping you, you don't have to stop and keep asking and telling them where things go. So as you can see, the product is on the tray. Then we have the plate for their wash rags. We have their little bowl for their sink. We have their pen, we have the cotton ball with the blush on it, and we have their foundation brush. So this is the basic setup of what a skincare product would look like laying out on the tables. And it's not really hard. I know it seems like overwhelming, everything that I'm telling you, but it really, once you start doing it, it's amazing at how quick and easy it will actually be for you. So for a little bit of a homework, what I'm going to ask you ladies to do is I would like you to get one of your roll-up bags, and if you didn't purchase a roll-up bag when you were a guest, I would suggest purchasing a roll-up bag and putting your product in it, taking a picture and bringing us the picture of your roll-up bag already put together. Once again, this was Prepping for a Skincare class. I hope you enjoyed this, and we will be talking to you soon. Have a great day.